The reign of Philip II of Spain, 1556 to 1598, was a period of immense power and influence for the Spanish Empire, which reached its height under his rule. However, his court was also marked by intrigue, political conspiracies, and complex power struggles. Philip's absolute monarchy, his personal characteristics, and the dynamics within his court all contributed to a volatile atmosphere where rival factions and ambitious courtiers competed for power. Philip II, the reluctant king, and his vision of Spain. Philip II was a monarch deeply committed to Catholicism and the stability of his empire. He inherited a vast empire from his father, Emperor Charles V, and sought to maintain control over Spain and its territories. Despite his immense power, Philip was not a king who sought grandeur. He ruled with an iron fist, preferring to make decisions himself and relying heavily on his advisors. This centralization of power created tension within the court, where courtiers vied for influence. Factionalism and rivalries. The Spanish court under Philip II was marked by fierce factionalism. The king's reliance on a select group of advisors led to intense competition for his favor. Courtiers competed for political appointments and military commands, often resorting to conspiracies and backstabbing to achieve their goals. The factions at court were often at odds, and these rivalries fueled much of the intrigue that surrounded Philip's reign. One of the most notable examples of this factionalism was the rivalry between different factions of the Spanish nobility. Many courtiers sought to control key positions in the government and military, and this often led to alliances and betrayals. Political maneuvering and intrigue were a constant part of the court's day-to-day life. The role of Philip's queens. Philip II's marriages were deeply political, and the queens played significant roles in the intrigues at court. His first marriage to Maria of Portugal ended with her early death, after which he married Elizabeth of Valois, daughter of Henry II of France. This marriage was designed to strengthen ties with France, but it was not based on love. Elizabeth's role in court was primarily diplomatic, and her influence on Philip was limited. She died in 1568, creating a power vacuum at court and sparking further intrigue. Philip later married Anna of Austria, but his relationship with her was also marked by distance. The queen's position at court was often undermined by rival factions, and her influence was minimal compared to that of earlier queens. This lack of strong queenship contributed to the complex dynamics of the court. The Duke of Alba and courtly intrigue. One of the most influential figures at court was the Duke of Alba, Fernando Alvarez de Toledo. A trusted general, Alba was tasked with quelling the Dutch revolt and maintaining Spanish control over the Netherlands. His harsh tactics earned him both admiration and disdain, and his power within the court grew as a result. However, Alba's increasing influence and the brutal methods he employed in the Netherlands alienated many at court. Factions within the court began to conspire against Alba, seeking to diminish his power. His eventual recall in 1573 was seen by some as the result of these conspiracies, though it is unclear whether his removal was due to courtly intrigue or military failures in the Netherlands. The tragic figure of Don Carlos. Don Carlos, the son of Philip II, was another key figure in the intrigues of the court. Known for his unstable behavior, Don Carlos was seen as a potential heir to the throne. However, his mental instability and erratic actions created tensions between him and his father. Don Carlos was reportedly jealous of Philip's power and sought to undermine his father's authority. In 1568, Don Carlos was imprisoned and died under mysterious circumstances. His death sparked rumors of conspiracy, with some believing that Philip's advisors may have played a role in his demise. Whether Don Carlos was murdered or died of natural causes remains uncertain, but his death contributed to the intrigue surrounding Philip's court. The decline of Philip II's power and the legacy of court intrigue. Despite Philip II's best efforts to maintain control over his empire, his court was constantly embroiled in intrigue and conspiracies. His reliance on a small group of trusted advisors created an atmosphere of competition and rivalry, which often undermined his authority. The political struggles at court, coupled with the constant threat of rebellion in the Netherlands and elsewhere, meant that Philip II's reign was never fully stable. The intrigues at the Spanish court under Philip II left a lasting legacy. They highlighted the dangers of absolute power and the fragility of royal authority. Even though Philip was a king who sought to maintain control through careful management of his court, he was unable to fully prevent the power struggles and conspiracies that defined his reign. These courtly intrigues played a significant role in the decline of the Spanish Empire in the centuries that followed. Ultimately, the intrigues at Philip II's court were a reflection of the wider challenges facing Spain in the 16th century. Philip's reign was marked by military and religious conflicts, economic challenges, and political instability. The conspiracies and rivalries at court were not isolated incidents, but part of a broader struggle for power and influence that shaped the history of Spain during this period.